and a million miles.
Welcome back to the Journal Show, episode 2, part 6. This is the last part of episode 2. This is like a month and a half project of shooting a video every week of just this journal. So I believe I'm at the back half of this journal, and we're going to power through it today. And that's going to be that. Starting off with a banger. So, for those of you that have been following, it is August 20th, 2011, 11 a.m. My birthday is August 21st. So, what that means is I'm about to turn 19 years old in this time tomorrow. And we're starting off with a banger thought. He who lives a balanced life will have a balanced soul. But what about the man who wants an exceptional life? Or a perfect life? Why are these things so unheard of? Why can't life be perfect? And why can't life be perfect? That goes into this deeper thought, I think, of I know at the time I was struggling with religion and the thought of us being born imperfect on purpose, I guess to prove your worth to get into heaven. But now, the way I see the world, the fact that there is no perfect, I think that this is just an exaggeration to prove a point. The actual underlying feeling of what I'm really saying here as an 18-year-old for one more day is why don't I deserve an exceptional life? I think I had never been told before that it was possible that I could have all my dreams come true. I don't think I ever had any teachers tell me that. I don't think I had any role models tell me that. I think that most of my influences were trying to tame me into that idea of work hard, and if you work hard, you'll be able to make a living and support a family. And I think I'm having these thoughts of, why can't I do what I want to do? And I'm telling myself what I feel like I need to hear. The next day. Wow, 19 and I already have Europe marked off my list. I'm trying to live life to the fullest. It's hard to believe I am so far away from where I live. That'd be Arkansas. That small little bubble that I left. To all my friends that I've had over the years, I love all of you. The ones that I've grown apart from or had fallings out with, I'm sorry, and I love you also. Thank you everyone who left me a birthday wish. It makes me feel at home again. And remember, always speak from the heart, or else you just might lose the people or person you love. I've had lots of fallings out over the years. I am notoriously not someone who keeps connections up. Most of the people that I still have contact with from years ago, have made an effort more than I have. I'm thinking of Stefan, and how he'll call and check on me, and I'm not great at checking in on him. There's some internal struggle there that's like me focused on my day-to-day life and what I need to do to accomplish my goals. And a lot of things feel like that they get in the way of that. And like sometimes it's hard for me to take, and I say hard for me, but it's not physically hard. It's just mentally, like, it's hard to take 20 minutes to just catch up with a friend who loves me and wants to hear about how I'm doing. And for me to think about and conceptualize that there's a life that goes on outside of my own visuals. And he's out there doing and busting his ass to do the best he can for his life. And he wants to share that with me. And I want to share that with him. But sometimes I get lost in the sauce, I think of that, him, Pat, who I'm going to have on my podcast, I think maybe tomorrow, is very good at checking in on me, seeing how I'm doing in my life, giving me encouragement. I feel like the encouragement and the love is there when I take the time to look and see that it's there. But I think that I keep it away because I need to be in the grime. I don't need to feel love. I need to feel like I need to struggle and stay hungry, and stay in that pocket. So I make myself go to that place, and it's to other people's detriments. And I don't know when I'm going to change that. I've gotten better at it, but I don't know that it's like if I'm looking at a set schematic of how to get a job done, getting love isn't on that list. If anything, getting hate is number one on that list. I would rather people be pissed off at me, and it makes me work harder. I pick fights just to have fights, just to give me a reason to do something. Each day gets harder than the last. It's keeping me up at night and makes me hide and sleep in the daytime. The cruel hours of the night reflect on my face in the bathroom mirror as I search for the remains of the child I knew so well instead of this strange man of whom I rarely know, losing the race against time. If only I reflected my thoughts on my body. And then I didn't finish that thought. And I also edited a lot of that. There's lots of marks through that page, and that's a late night thought. You ever feel like a monster, or like you ever feel like you look at yourself in the mirror, right? And you don't recognize yourself, like who you are internally. Does that reflect when you look in the mirror? Does that reflect in yourself? Do you recognize the person in the mirror really as the person not only that you think that you are, but also this face and this body is what everyone else equates to you, and that internal you? Is there a disconnect there, or do you feel like it's congruent? I've always felt like Dorian Gray, where I have a face and a body that people see, but that internal me is not monstrous. Is part of it. There's a part of it that's monstrous. There's a part of it that's a time bomb. There's a part of it that's a child, and there's a part of it that's a woman. There's a part of it. I feel like this and what people think I'm going to be like doesn't reflect who I truly am. I feel like in spite of this, I'm proving to other people and to myself that there's so much else there. And I was just having this conversation when I was in New York last. I said a joke to a friend, and it came off. It didn't play well. And then we had a conversation about that. Sometimes jokes just are jokes, and sometimes the truth in a joke can lead to a deep conversation, right? And so we had a conversation of gender roles. And I think that conversation opened my eyes to the idea of my own constraints with gender identity. And obviously, I'm a man. I present as a man. I identify as a man. But if I really think deep into it, I know I have a video up of me being a woman, of me playing a woman in school. And sure, I'm not a woman. I knew I wasn't a woman, really. But then that really is just logic telling me this is not what you are. But if I really think about it, I feel like I am a woman, or I feel like I am whatever there is. I don't think that gender, I think it's outdated. I really do. And I think that I don't identify with it in the binary that we have been taught growing up. So I do actually understand that there's so much going on inside of me and all of us that we ignore. And in the cruel hours of the night, those thoughts reflect on my face. The shadows hit a certain way, and you start to see the other sides of you, I think. I have a friend that I used to live with that used to spend like an hour in the bathroom by himself, and he would talk to himself. And at the time, I think that I knew what he was doing, but also I still don't know what he was doing. But, I mean, that guy is one of the most emotional, in touch, and creative people I've ever met. And I truly love him. And I just don't want to put his name out because it's his business, you know? But I think that he's told me kind of what he does, but he would go into this bathroom, basically lock himself in this bathroom and speak to the people that lived with him. And that sounds so crazy, I know. It sounds crazy if you don't really look at those parts of yourself like I have also, and he has. It sounds weird, I'm sure, but those parts are there. Those people are there with you. Your brain is so powerful. It can do a lot of things. I digress. August 24th, I feel my passion slowly going away. I guess that's what happened when you go into robot mode. God. Okay, so right when I got back from Europe, I was trying to go through and process some of this, and hopefully I get into it, but I know I wasn't capable of this yet. This deep processing or deep digging in self, right? But I do know that I started finding ways to meditate, and I went through this phase where I was running marathons right around this time, 1920, about 1920, maybe like when I came back from Australia, so maybe like 1920 and then like 22, 23-ish, I don't know. But I got really into running, and what I would do was, and it's a numbing effect just like anything. I would go out in the middle of the night, and I didn't have any music then, and I would run every single night, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd run 10, 11, 12, getting up to where I was running 18, 19 miles a night. And at my like peak, I was running a marathon, a couple marathons a month. I don't know that it was the most healthy thing I've ever done, but my body was young and it could do it. So if my mind needed it, then my body was going to be able to do it then. And, lots of nights of just trying to process high school, elementary school, middle school, Europe, relationships, parents, the thoughts that we have, right? So I'm back in robot mode in Arkansas. I've left Europe, trying to find motivation and take that momentum of the experience of Europe and trying to bring it back here and not fall back into a pattern, because those neural pathways that you create are deep sometimes, and if you try to break out of them, you'll find that when you're not actively creating new pathways, you'll find yourself on these other pathways just like walking. I feel sick. Life is blue. My gut wants to explode. My mind wanders. Where am I? How long have I really been gone? 2 months? A year? I want to isolate myself in the woods with no one to talk to. I want the forest to consume me. I want to lay down in a field of grass and mud and grow roots. I want to smash all the mirrors around me. I want to forget myself, my past, my future. I want to run. Everywhere is inhabited, even Alaska. Where is more secluded than Alaska? I need an undiscovered island. I want to sail in uncharted waters with nothing but myself and a stuffed animal for company. No clothes, no people, no hope. The beach leading up into thick green forest, buzzing with wildlife and mystery. I want to be a mammal, not a man. I want to be a creature, not a slave. These chains are tighter every day. What happens when they cut off the circulation and my breath becomes still? Zombies are real. The world's plagued. God scares me, people hurt me, and my mind tells me I can't. I want to meditate for a year with no thought and awake as a newborn baby. I want to make dreams come true and make the world in my image. No more truth can come out of this. Notice I didn't bring up Devin. She's a girl. I'm a boy, period. I need myself, not her. She's not right for me. She's just a pedestal. I need self-satisfaction. When I get home, it's all me. Parents, family, and me. Friends die out. Family lets me down. Myself is all that's left. There's magic to be made. Every day I have the opportunity, as long as my chest pumps and my lungs breathe. As long as the noose is not around my neck and hope can lift me up into the sky. Too bad it's all in my head. Too bad it's all in my head. If I smash my head against this book, I won't bleed. I can't knock laziness out through my ear. I am mortal. Where's this doubt coming from? Where can I find the truth? That's all I ask. But it's too much. Maybe I should just ask for something easier, like $1 million. At least I can make a few sheep happy. I want it to burn. Activists make sense to me. They're just scared of being caught. Not enough passion to make a difference. But really, if you were a bird, why would you intentionally cage yourself? You wouldn't. You'd rather stay off the radar. But how do you think outside the radar? There's a lot to ask, but how to answer a question you don't know the answer to? That's why it's so rare. No one knows the truth. They just pass on this bullshit to one another. I'm glad I don't speak Dutch. I don't have to hear more table talk and more shallow conversations. I wish they didn't speak English. I wish that they would open their eyes. I've taped mine open. I sometimes wish to tape them shut, but I've been there before and I don't want to go back. I wish my hand would break off from writing so much, but that's just wishful thinking. I want to write a story. I can't think of anything true enough to say. I want the darkness that I see when I close my eyes to consume me. It's the very thing I fear, but this world makes me crazy, and I want to go to the corner of the world and the depths of the ocean, to the core of the earth, and realize the good things in life. More wishful thinking. I want to stop complaining and do something about it. How? It's going to be another long night. Reflections of this strange kitchen bounce off the big bay window like a mirror. The soft light contrasts with my sharp thoughts. Depression is like a cancer on my brain. It seems like meditation mixed with fantasies of my perfect life. Work is a chemo. Prayer and running until I can't walk seems like vices. But the night, when the things that keep the whirlwind of thought at bay wear off and I have no walls against my own emotions up, that's when the real storm starts. Who would put themselves through self-mutilation of soul if they weren't sure of a positive outcome? I want to write a novel. I want to write a novel of two young lovers that were separated by the sea and reunited by fate. I want it to be a true story. I want to be much deeper than I appear. I believe overcoming shallowness is like digging a hole. It takes continuous effort, or like digging a hole through your stomach, pain, anguish, confusion of why you're digging through your own body, and very strong gut checks. I want to dig to China. I want to dig through the sun. I can take the heat. I'm just not in my own kitchen yet. I am in robo mode, awaiting the date when I return home. Anger comes from anguish. Tempers come from ignorance. Rage comes from defeat. Pain comes from lost love. Tears come from the moment you realize that you've either lost everything you had or accomplished everything you've ever dreamed of. Truth's hard to find. All of the scariest decisions are worth the gamble. Two people truly connecting is almost unheard of. Pride, tossed aside, is only done by me. I am special. Diamond in the rough. Self-love is essential in love of another. Just some thoughts. Story time, children. Corny! It got corny. I'm cutting that. Cut that. In love, you want to truly give yourself up to your lover. You want to know and appreciate everything about them. You want to get lost in their eyes like deep pools of water. You want to understand their inner thoughts. You want to spend every day connected to them in their purest form, marveling at their inner and outer beauty. I love not a man and not a woman. I love the world from the heart of a traveler. But not myself. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. I see no beauty in myself, solely because I have not seen all the beauty in the world. One day, hopefully it'll all fit in place. Okay, so that was a lot. We've got 2 pages left. 2 pages left, okay? Bear with me. It's September 8th, 2011. I'm 19 years old. I'm back in Arkansas. And I've waxed fucking poetic, Bailey. I've waxed poetic. Tonight was a well-spent night full of mental breakthroughs and eye-opening realizations about art, poetry, and my own capacities to excel in these fields. A good imagination and an extensive vocabulary are all it takes. Beethoven is very inspirational. I feel that when I'm drawing, and one of his powerful symphonies are playing, that I am drawing what he wants. Like he has complete... like he has complete control of my artistic brain. Something is up with arithmetic, art, music, and poetry. I feel they're all connected. I will continue my research. All right, there's one more page, but I need to switch this camera real quick. All right. Listen, if you are watching this, I'm so happy I'm on the last page of this goddamn journal from Europe. I'm not in Europe anymore, right? I have some stuff I'm going to say at the end of this video, process some of this stuff, because I just went through, like, randomly I started seeing that there's a transition that I just started making, because I haven't always been like I am now. If you know me personally, right, like most of you do, I'm very different than I used to be. It's been a progression since Europe, since I was 18, 19 years old. I'm 29, 10 years. It's been a progression of me trying to learn and grow and stretch myself. And this is the product I am now. And that's going to continue to change. But this moment, these are these moments where I'm realizing, like, the last thing I just said, I feel like arithmetic, art, movies, music, and poetry are all connected. I'll continue to research. I didn't know that at one point. I didn't understand how everything in the world was connected, and you can take every experience and apply it to the next thing, and you can I can learn how to paint, and there's nothing different than learning how to do jiu-jitsu. There's nothing different than me painting this picture and me doing a stage play. There's nothing different than me doing a stage play and like cooking from a recipe. You can use there's a creative element that is the same in everything. And I know that now, but here I'm September 8th, 2011, I'm a kid going, "Hang on. You know there's like math when you do art?" You know you're like creating when you're conversing? On that note, everyone, drum rolls. Last page of this journal. Wow. It's been a journey. Watch it suck. Oh, how do you top this? Okay. A definitely remarkable adventure. I'll miss the Deckers, the Dutch family I was with. I had a great time. Sven isn't exactly the character I would choose first in an emergency, but he is definitely someone who sees society in its full like a game, and he knows that he's winning. That's good for him. but my plan is still evolving, and I'm destined for greater than being a millionaire. Live and love. On to the next chapter in my book of puzzles and enlightenment. It smells like America again. This feeling's familiar and everything, but it's not quite my fit. I'll keep searching as always. Whoa. I remember that feeling of coming back to America and knowing that it was the same, but I was different. That's the first time I have that feeling. I've had that feeling many times in my life, and I cherish that feeling so much. But that first time, it was like I didn't realize how hooked I was and needing to travel. The whole reason this journal show exists is because I have been addicted to traveling, and I have written journals throughout the whole way. Also, whoop, that can go back in the box. I'm excited to see what's in the next journal. Where did I go? What did I do? What have I been thinking of since then? Someone asked me if I was like, what I was getting from these journals. Oh, it was Aaron. Aaron Latta. My big baby, Aaron. Aaron's a roommate of mine. He's an old roommate of mine. We met in acting school, and, I mean, we're just soulmates, you know? We're going to be friends forever. We're going to try to achieve our dreams and be part of each other's lives. And we had a phone call the other day where we were just catching up on things. He's still living in New York, but he's all over the place filming, and he's taking a page out of my book and just trying to process and do some self-evaluation and growing. And it's kind of funny because I'm the opposite. I'm just kind of like putting out a bunch of content. But he was asking me about the journal show and if I was learning anything from it. And I do remember I am learning or relearning, re-understanding the person I am, and trying to pose questions to you guys too of things that I feel like are important to me now. You know, am I on the right path? Am I still stuck to a 19-year-old's idea of the world, or, you know, am I basking in my trauma, or am I trying to grow from it? You know, I don't know those. I don't really know the answers to those questions, but I'm obviously trying to do my best to keep pushing forward and navigate the minefield of public opinion and my own fallacies of perception. So we're going to keep doing that. Yeah, hopefully when I do this next one, I'll be on episode 3. I'm trying to, if anybody has any ideas, I'm trying to grow this channel. If you have any experience in what I'm doing now, whether it be you have your own podcast, you have your own YouTube channel, you edit, you shoot film, you take pictures, you are an artist, you're a musician. If you have any connection to like art, or if you want to be creating content, or you want to do something fun and creative, that's all I want to do right now. So if you're watching this and you're inspired by it, or you're interested in it, hit me up. I'm such an open book, and I'm so wanting to collaborate with a bunch of different people and see where we can go with this thing. So once again, thank you so much for watching. That's been The Journal Show. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. Check out This, That, and You, the podcast, on Patreon, where I interview guests and I take this crazy person that I am and force it down people's throats. And we'll see what comes of the podcast too. You know, I'm going to keep doing it, but it might change as well, because it's just connecting is so hard, and it's so hard for me to feel, because I feel like I will have to be mean and abusive to open people up, and I don't want to have to be that person, but I want to be able to create a product that's going to evolve and grow, and I want my guests to be comfortable, and I want the people watching it to be interested. So we're feeling our way through the darkness now, and everything that I find is going to be a new discovery. And I'm going to pick it up and examine it, hold it close to my face, and go, oh, is this useful? And we're going to keep doing that. And I'm about to be 30 this year, which is wild. 2022, right? So I'm going to stop rambling so that I don't have to edit through 2 hours of content. And I'll catch you all next time. Thank you, and I'll see you later.